I says, but I don't care. Hand it over.
Oh, Bill, how did you even get... I don't even know how you do this to yourself.
I didn't do it to myself. There I was, entertaining people.
Would you like to keep our guests entertained?
Are we on?
Well, you bet.
Oh, hey, welcome.
Rolling.
Camera.
Rolling.
Sound.
Rolling.
Action.
Yes.
Welcome to...
She spends a lot of time with us. Let me hold it there. Okay.
Postcards from Lowell. Show them a few postcards from
Here's
Lowell.
a postcard from Megan Jones and Chris Susi. They got it in Lowell.
In Lowell.
Yes, and here's some more from Conrad.
Let's go. Let's do these a little closer this week. These are
Vermont pals.
Vintage.
Yep, this is one of the old. Oh, I don't know if you can see it, but this one you can see. This is like a vintage postcard, kind of neat. It says Lowell, Mass, so you know how it dates back when the state was abbreviated MASS. Oh dear.
Yeah, the post office changed that actually. Yeah, when they came up with zip code in '63, they made 2-letter initials for every state.
Well, I mean, it makes sense.
And this one is, that's the old factories in Lowell that probably have been redone to condos and bars
and
offices and what have you. And now it's a historical site.
Speaking of a historical site.
Yeah.
Welcome, Chad.
Oh, thank you.
Chad Carvel, our executive producer, our attempted coup at being treasurer, and swell pal.
I never attempted a coup.
And behind the mic, that we're showing you the postcard. Yes. And we'll, you know, she has a lot more followers than us on this.
Wow.
And and all they say is get her on camera, get her on camera. And what do you say about that, man?
No.
She
Don't worry
doesn't
about
have the ego of us.
Later.
So listen.
I use my
anyway, that's
brother-in-law's.
Mary Ann Cooper. We love you. Thank you for, and she is the director and treasurer.
Yes.
Now we saw Jeannie.
I'm more the sergeant. Sit down, get ready.
Yes.
You got 2 minutes.
Drill
Stop.
sergeant.
Yeah. Because they're everywhere else at the time.
You know our pal Jeannie Brazil?
Yes.
The other day we saw Jeannie Brazil quite by accident. We were going out for a margarita. And anyway, so it was
tight.
And there she was with another friend of ours, Joanne, sitting where we normally sit to play, our favorite place. And we haven't been there in 4 years, so we really can't claim it. And there they were there, and it was just so swell seeing those two. And
Surprise.
it just, instead of cribbage, we yakety-yak for about half an hour before we even cut the cards.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
It was nice.
Surprises.
Yeah.
A little small housekeeping thing.
Oh, yeah.
To all our WRU...
I
almost said it again. WOMY.
Oh my radio fans. 1999 on your AM or FM dial.
Not today.
What?
I got a call from a muckety-muck at the FCC, and they are reviewing the term linear broadcasting.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for the WOMY.
It's there, but I have it. It's attached.
Okay, that's the Lowell. Oh.
I know.
You attached it?
Yes.
Oh, see, she's on the ball.
I got tired of picking it up.
We'll leave it there because I'm going to win this fight.
She should share this.
I'm going to win this fight with the FCC. I just had to turn the transmitter off for a couple of days while they decide between their lawyers if linear broadcasting is covered under their broadcasting guidelines, which clearly it ain't.
Well, here's my take on that.
What?
Thank you, Kat, my sweet daughter, for giving me an adjusting glass. Everything tastes better in this.
Yes, it does.
This is cold, old coffee, and it tastes delicious.
Thanks, Bill and Marianne, for my Lowell mug.
Yeah. You're welcome.
The park there, the National Historical
would have handed
Park.
to you in person, but you didn't get up on time on the day we left to go up there.
Yeah.
That's another story.
That's your excuse.
Thank you, Joni, for the Joan phone, which isn't here right now. For the Lowell sign.
Yes.
For the little dick that we broke.
Did
it break?
Yeah, we had to throw him out. His head came off. I tried gluing it back on, and he went. Ugh.
That's a bobblehead doll he's talking about.
Yeah.
What was he? The coach of the Spinners?
Yeah, the Lowell Spinners, who are out of business.
Defunct.
Yeah.
just like the Lowell Sun paper is out of business. They're only online now.
Yeah.
You know, for...
Oh, you want to hear my beef of the day?
Sure.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. It's a twofold beef of the day, and it involves the newspaper.
A local newspaper.
The
I think you ought
local-
to come over here and do it on
No, I
camera.
want to
Go
do
ahead.
it.
No,
This is
please,
fine.
please.
Come on, Marion.
All right.
You got a legitimate beef
Our
here.
fans insist.
And thank Adam Messer for the lady phone.
Thank you, Adam. That's our pal who puts this on Postcards from Lowell.com on YouTube.
All right. We're going to give the floor to Marianne, our director. She has a legitimate beef.
And it's a two-part beef, and it involves our local newspaper,
Which is?
the Savannah Morning News,
Yes.
which is now owned by USA Today.
Okay.
So it's a big conglomerate of people who don't want to give the news anymore. Anyway, they decided it would be wise to eliminate the Saturday paper.
Okay.
And it's only available to subscribers. And
Go ahead.
oh, Bill's doing housekeeping. He's directing
I
housekeeping.
don't want to trip on it.
And the second part is that my Bill goes out and gets me the paper several days a week.
While you're still resting.
While I'm still resting, so I have something to read with my
Aw.
coffee, which I enjoy.
Thank you.
And
So sweet.
it was $2 for the weekday papers. I think it was $2.50 for
$3 for the
$3
Sunday.
for the Sunday paper.
Yeah.
They've gone up in price. The weekday paper is now $3 plus tax,
Yes.
and the Sunday paper is $4.50 plus
Wowzers.
tax.
Yeah.
So,
So
I said, Marianne, I will get the paper every day if you want. That's how much I think of you.
no,
That's what I said.
I'm from Boston. I'm prudish,
Right.
frugal,
Yeah.
stingy.
I mean, I still don't mind. Again, you know, I'm sad to see newspapers decline like they do
Yeah.
because we always read them. My parents had 3 newspapers a day come to the house. The Lowell Sun was one of them, the Boston Globe, and the Boston Herald. And before that, the Boston Post, but they went out of business.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting thing, how they went out of business. They wrote a story critical of one of the big stores in Boston that they were doing something, and they kind of did an investigation thing.
Right.
They pulled their ads, and the other stores in Boston joined them and pulled their ads and actually put the newspaper out of business. So,
Was the story true?
Huh?
The story
The
that
of course it's true. It doesn't get back then. It didn't get printed if it wasn't true. Of course it was, but that was their answer. They just put them out of business. They didn't want to hear anyone telling the truth about them. So that's what happened.
Well,
Anyway,
this.
but as I was saying on newspapers, I get it. Young people, they get it online. So they tell you. The ones I asked, well, which one did you read today? Oh, none, but I can get everyone in the world. But then the next time, which one did you read? No, well, none, but you're not reading the newspaper. I think it's important. I think you have to know what's going around in your city, your neighborhood, your county, your state, and your
So
nation
I will-
and the world.
So now
That's
I
my
will
take.
only know what's going on Wednesdays and Sundays.
That's... No, we watch the news, too. We
So
listen
I
to
don't
it on
know,
the radio.
you got your postcards.
That's sufficient.
Lowell story to tell.
Yes, I
And
do.
you got, so I'm going to change seats again.
Last week...
Wednesdays and Sundays is enough.
would have been my dear old dad, who was the first William D. Cooper. I was William Jr., and my son is my oldest son is William D. Cooper the third. So, my father always was great at telling stories, just great at making people laugh, telling stories.
Yeah.
And at supper time, you'd hear about his day at work.
Yeah.
And this bozo did this, and this beauty did that. And he had nicknames. Some of them I can't even give you for certain people he worked with.
Sure.
So I even helped him one time. He was talking about this woman whose name was Hazel, and Hazel did this, and I says, "You mean witch Hazel?" Witch Hazel. But he would always come home and tell stories, and I loved them. Being a little kid, I mean, Dad's telling a story either about something that happened when he was little that he didn't want me to do, which meant, license.
Right.
Or something that happened at work. And I remember one time my mother saying about it. She said, your father can talk all he wants about where he worked. He worked in the post office. He can talk all day long about it. You know why? That's what puts food on our table and a roof on our head.
Right.
So I'm not going to say a word. Some of the stories I've heard 100 times, yep, but I'll never say a word about it.
Yeah.
And that was just kind of the way it was. Anyway, it tied it into the newspaper thing. 3 papers a day. That was it. And when I first started reading newspaper, it was the funnies. It was that little, the funnies. I loved them. And then the sports and the funnies. And that was pretty much, I didn't know they put other stuff in it. Until I got to high school and teachers would tell us, did you see what happened in the paper today? And yeah, Mandrake the Magician that said this and Snoopy did that. No. So anyway, that's my P from Mel.
And we just got a couple of people that don't join us often.
I know.
Hello to Debbie. She's one of our regulars,
Debbie.
Absolutely, and Barbara Scobie. And our love to Carol, as always.
Love you.
And from Joni, as always. Todd is watching. Hi, Todd. And Judith Whittingham.
Hi,
Judy. How you doing?
I worked with her 100 years ago.
Yeah.
And Jason Aaron.
Hey, Jason.
Yes.
Hey, Jay.
The heart of the world. Jason's heart is big as Savannah.
He's a swell guy.
Indeed.
I mean, he's the definition of swell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Kind of nice. And of course, Clarice. Anyway, I'll catch up.
Clarice, how you doing?
Yeah, I'll date you at the end of the
And that was
show.
Debbie Superior, right?
Yes.
You said Debbie. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Deb. Glad you're feeling better. Everything's good. Everything's cool. Go ahead, Pat.
Our family never got the paper because we were always budget conscious about every cent or whatever. So we every once in a while we'd sign up for the free. They would give you the free month or whatever. Like try us out. And so they usually they forgot. Once you get on the route.
Oh yeah.
They keep throwing them for a couple weeks before they realize that you're not on the route anymore because
Keep talking.
your free subscription is ended. So that's pretty much how we got to read the paper.
Yeah.
Free trials.
There you go. There's the numbers.
Oh, is there a number to call?
It's like a number game, isn't
No,
it?
I mean, it's been 2 years.
2 years.
Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, it'll be 2 years.
Okay, you know what?
Oh!
Yeah, well, I'm not stopping it because
I guess it's working.
Let's see who it is. Hello?
It's Alpine Ellen with the weather.
Oh, Alpine!
How
It's
you
been so
doing?
long.
Reporting for WOMY.
Oh, my.
Not because the FCC.
The weather in Lowell, Massachusetts, right now is 45 and clear.
Ooh.
That's nice.
Oh, that's balmy.
Very nice.
That's balmy, like my co-pilot here.
I am a balm.
He's he's not embalmed, right?
No,
No,
not
because he didn't date you.
Right. Not yet. If you had your way, Alpine.
Oh, and by the way, Chad, you never sent back the forms,
Oh, no.
current forms, so
They didn't get to you?
I've dumped you.
Oh, the mail. Oh, you dumped me. Who'd you end up
I
with?
have dumped you.
He looks upset about that.
Oh no, I'm upset. I'm upset only that I couldn't have returned those forms faster.
Yeah, well, you're still alive to talk about it, aren't you?
I sure am, Alpine.
Wow.
Well, who'd you end up with, Alpine?
Well, do you remember Ace Stretcher?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Ace, yep.
And he ran off with the snake charmer?
Yeah.
The snake, I think.
Yeah, well, the snake charmer ran off with the snake charmer.
Oh, no.
Birds of a feather.
Yeah.
We are back together.
So Ace is available.
So Ace is back with you, or is he hiding?
No, we are back together. And he said he will gladly sign the insurance papers.
Oh, that's.
I have no doubt about that. We met him.
That's no surprise at all, Alpine Helen. You don't find relationships too constricting?
That was very good.
Thank you.
Dad.
Thank you. I know he's a snake. He's a snake guy. So.
He's very snaky.
What did he get you for
But I did want to bring up something. Last week or the week before when I was listening to you and Marsha called in.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Well, did you know that she's a licensed therapist?
No, I didn't
And
know
that's
that.
why she was calling in to give Chad some advice.
I could use it. I can always use a little advice.
Sure.
Well, she promised
I
she'll call.
think that she should be like a semi-regular, maybe call in every once in a while with some advice, because she did a really good job.
Well, if she's semi-regular, I have an advice. Mail-ox.
How do you solve?
I like Marsha. I don't know if I need that much guidance every week.
Oh, you do.
Yeah,
you do. Oh, you do.
He does.
You guys, I'm feeling ganged up on. feeling.
Step on. Gang.
No, it doesn't have to be weekly. It can be bi-weekly or once a month or whatever. You know, when she listens in, Masha, and you hear him really, going down the tubes, I think it's time you call in.
Okay. Well, I mean, we can. Mary Ann's in charge of bookings.
I think that is a swell idea, and I think just occasionally she should offer some helpful hints and
Yes.
maybe some resolution to
We can have
accepting a date.
She's very highly esteemed in her, profession.
I'm willing to accept a date, just not the date of my funeral.
Hey, your loss, honey.
Yeah, my loss.
Well, that's it. That's all the news.
Oh, wait a minute.
Mr. Friend.
Hold on,
What?
Chad has something else to ask you.
Yes, Chad.
Oh, hey, Alpine.
Yes.
When's the last time you thought about the weather in your home?
The weather in my home.
Nobody cares, Alpine! Bye! Bye, Helen!
Whoa!
That is one sturdy phone. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Adam Messer. Yeah, she's great at delivering the weather factoids, but I don't know. She's got opinions.
Let's be honest.
You want to go to a desert with her, a flat spaced desert.
No, without her.
Without her.
Without,
That's you'd feel safe there, probably.
She'd find the one scorpion in like a 10-mile radius. But I mean, she's good for reporting the weather, and I really hope her and the snake charmer work out.
Ace
Stretcher.
Again,
Detective.
it worked last time. There's the phone number. If anyone else would like to call us,
we
don't care if you're cat watching or dog watching. We don't have any problems with that.
only a mathematical savant could figure it out.
Let me interrupt just when you know who's watching.
Whom?
Dave Adams.
Hey, Dave! How you doing? So he's my grandfather-in-law?
I guess, no.
Grandfather.
No, father.
Wait a minute.
He's my father-in-law, and he's younger than me. I
But it
like
would
that.
be-
That's a good deal.
But he's your granddaughter's father-in-law.
Okay. Oh yeah. Right. So that I'm trying to figure out this.
So
I'm his step.
grandfather-in-law. Yeah.
Anyway, Dave, if you figure it out, let us know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Glad to see you there. We met him for the first time, and Amanda's husband and their families, and it was such a nice time. We went there for breakfast down in Florida a couple weeks ago,
Nice.
and we were just thrilled to meet them. There was the superest, nicest people.
Yep.
And of course, my granddaughter's a love, Amanda, so
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. They did good.
I keep telling people, don't feed the Coopers.
To the fish.
No, because they'll feed you more.
More fish.
Yeah. It's selfish of me to say that.
Yeah, it is.
Because if I'm not feeding you, you're going to feed me.
Okay, anyway, Mary Ann Mackey,
Yes.
what do you think of publishing our own paper, since the rest of them seem to be drying up around us?
Oh, there you go.
And blowing away. Newspapers are very important.
Yes.
I remember I read a story a long time ago, and it was a fictitious story about the former mayor of Boston, and it was fictitious. And and that was back when, in the late 40s, when he was running for re-election, and one of the newspapers that was always down on him came to a press conference that he was, announcing he's running for mayor and that. And whatever dumb question the newspaper asked to make him look bad, he said, "I love your newspaper." He says, "Don't get me wrong. You can say what you want about me, but it fits perfect in the bottom of my birdcage." So my point is, there are other uses for newspapers.
Oh, I get it now.
I mean, how many campfires have I started with lighting my kindling with newspapers?
Homemade paper mache.
Homemade paper mache, hats. If it's raining, you can make a quick rain
You
hat.
sure can.
Yeah.
You can use.
You can actually put them in your garden under soil, and they'll decompose and help your garden.
help the weeds, keep the weeds at bay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Helpful hints.
So I'm
Wednesday.
thinking,
Yeah, right.
there's probably in Savannah, in our delivery area, maybe a dozen people that would read the newspaper.
Oh, are there
So
that
we're going
many?
to look at the costs, of putting it together. We already have roving reporters. We got Alpine Helen, and we have Jesus.
And Masha, who
Masha M. Masha.
Masha M. Masha,
Yeah, her middle name is Masha, but she goes by Masha M. Masha.
Yeah, and our bandmate, Louis Clossy.
Louis Clossy,
Yeah.
Adam Messer, he's a great reporter.
He puts us up on postcardsfromlowell.com.
And he's watching us today.
Adam Messer?
Yep.
Yeah.
How you doing, Adam?
Hey, do yourself a favor. Go to Valhalla Books. And,
Valhalla
.com.
Books.
Here we go.
Not sponsor of the show. We receive money.
No, we have no sponsors. We have no treasury. We do have a treasurer.
Yes.
And there it is. This, as I've said before, is an outstanding book of short stories. If you like the kind of stories that you want to crunch up in a chair when it's quiet and no one's around,
Yes.
and get a little bit scared, and then are well written, this is the one for you. It really is good. It's called The Devil's Due. Adam Messer owns the company that publishes it, Valhalla. Very reasonable.
Yes.
If you go to www.valhallabooks.com, you'll see what I mean.
And they have other.
I kid you not, that is a deal.
Other offerings on the horizon.
Right.
Right.
Again, we're not being paid. He's a friend, and he's a great guy, and we're happy to share that
Yeah,
information.
and it's good information because it's true.
Yeah.
We're not getting paid by Moxie.
I know. What a.
We would have been.
I'm still bitter about
We
it.
would have been, but Coca-Cola bought them recently.
Yeah.
They know a good deal.
Yeah.
They saw us advertising Moxie, and Coke says, I got to get that stuff.
Right.
And they did. They bought Moxie. Hopefully that same quality is in it. Now, if you ever drank Moxie, you've drank it only once.
Yes.
Or you said, I got to try that again. It could not have been
That
what I
bad.
thought it was. Really. And then if you drink it a second time, you're hooked. It is freaking delicious.
Yeah,
No,
I
you're
love
not.
it. I love it. You do.
Yep, I really do.
Is it like a vitamin soda?
I think Dr. Pepper is the closest I can bring it to.
Okay.
And I do not like Dr. Pepper. I mean, I
Complex.
can't, I've had that twice and that was too many times.
What?
Yeah,
You don't like Dr. Pepper?
not at all.
Oh my gosh, Bill.
No. But I think it's similar. I call it a medicine-y taste.
Oh.
It's a similar. Of course, they copied.
Yeah.
They copied Moxie. Everyone knows that.
Oh, sure.
That was invented. Did I tell you where it was invented?
You did, I think.
Lowell.
Moxie or Dr. Pepper?
Moxie. And CVS was invented there.
Yes.
The first CVS was in Lowell.
Yeah, the Lowell was a hub of entrepreneurial spirit.
And swell people.
Yes.
Betty Davis.
Go down the list, Bill. Go down the list.
Oscar winners Betty Davis and Olympia Dukakis were born
She's
there.
phenomenal.
Jack Kerouac.
Jack Kerouac.
Celebrated
They just
Yep.
celebrated his 100th, would have been his 100th birthday. And his books were amazing. And Lowell did not like him. Most people in Lowell didn't like him because he wrote about Lowell, and he didn't do it. He didn't flower it up as I do.
It wasn't the Leave It to Beaver version.
It wasn't, and it was like, hey, this is a mill city. There's a lot of grime. There's a lot of stinkiness. That's the way he put it.
Right.
And they really objected to that because, again, no matter where you're from, you love where you're from.
You wanted to sound
Most people
good.
do, and they despised him for that until long after he was gone. There was a huge article in the New York Times about how good his books were, and they started selling nationwide, and all of a sudden Lowell was proud of him.
Fame does change people's tune.
Yeah. Even my father's, I wouldn't read that garbage. Well, it's actually good garbage. Like the seagull said, right, at the dump. Hey, that's garbage. He said, no, but it's good garbage.
Tasty. Tasty. All perspective.
So, again, read what you want, do what you want, but read. Seriously, put a book or a newspaper in front of your
That's
face. It'll
definitely
change your world.
For sure.
Joni said she wants to read it, and she said she's finally reading Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil.
Just really, yeah. That's a great book about Savannah. where we are
Fabulous
now.
book.
Yeah.
With
Change.
that, Paula Deen, and SCAD were the three things that just increased the tourism to Santa
Forrest Gump.
and
Forrest
cleaned up
Gump,
the city too. I mean, all of a sudden these old properties started being bought and cleaned up.
Now nobody can afford them. Hey.
Yeah, Forrest Gump.
I think, did they say the Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil increased tourism by like 30%?
Oh, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Fantastic film.
Yeah.
It was a great book. I read the book when I had known Savannah, I first knew it. My son Jimmy was stationed here, and I come down to visit him when he was in the Army. And I just loved the city. And PMA, Pre-Mary Ann, I said, I'd like to retire here someday.
That's fantastic.
And we
Ta-da!
did. We come down, we loved it, and we're here. 21 years, I think. So, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, don't worry, we will get the FCC under control.
No, it is under control. They contacted me as a license holder after you had a little. They said, well, we don't even know why we sent him that. And they contacted me.
I told you
They apologized for hassling you.
Did they?
Yeah. They said, first of all, we can't find the numbers on the dial that you're referring to. It would be hard for us to prosecute saying you're violating when we don't have those numbers on the dial. And they said, as far as Chad, you really should keep him away from typewriters.
Well,
I don't know what that meant. But anyway, we are on the air.
Yes.
Because they don't know how to handle it. And
Okay.
they said their lawyers are befuddled and baffled.
They should be.
And
Yes.
they're in a quandary and a quagmire.
A quagmire is a seriously bad spot to be in.
Yeah, and they're in both. And because of this station.
We should sue them for harassment.
We are on the air, and if you tune in to WOMY,
Oh
my. And today, we're featuring on WOMY?
What?
Whoa, the best of aluminum pickle.
Oh, yes. All day, all night.
I just want to say, Chad, your shirt is really very,
Thank
very
you,
smart
thank you.
looking.
Shout out to my backslash. I got it as a birthday present / Christmas present, along with a hoodie.
Yeah, stand up, show them the whole deal. The new jeans. Come on, show them the new, and improved Chad.
New and improved. It's just new clothes. I purchased these.
Well, that's improved.
I purchased these lovely clothes. This here, pants.
I have more material
I have shoes on my feet, so that's
in my
good.
kneecaps of my jeans than you have in all the
You're so
material
full of baloney. I'm a normal, average sized male.
from Louisiana.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I bought these pants, so thank me.
All right.
You
And
put together well today.
Thank you. I almost
your
tried.
backslash. I'm sorry. I don't
Oh,
know what that word I made up for her.
That's
is.
for people who have X's. You know, the letter X.
That's
You
my
get-
ex. That's my ex.
Yeah, Bill came up with this.
Right. And if you're still bothering with them, they're not really an X.
They're not out of your life.
Like on the computer, that's a backslash.
Yeah.
Just one line. So that's what he kept saying. Well, I did this for my ex. I saw my ex. I stayed over my ex. I minded the house. I minded the dog. I says, you gotta stop. That ain't an X. That's only a backslash.
Oh, Alpine says she's thinking of Chad in a new light now. New clothes. Wow.
She thinks I have more money. She can get. That's what she
Well,
thinks.
you did till you bought the
Exactly.
jeans.
I spent all of it on the pants.
And one little more tidbit, Clarice sent an FYI.
Uh-oh.
Moxie was created around 1876 by Augustine Thompson, born in Union, Maine, as a patent medicine called Moxie Nerve Food, and was produced in Lowell, Massachusetts.
Oh, yes.
It is
so
a
that's where the drink was.
Yeah,
born.
it's a sweet soda.
And I'm not surprised the inventor is from Maine. My grandfather,
Yep.
my father's father, Big Al, was from Maine.
Maine.
And I could go on all week long talking about Big Al's story. He was a character.
Yeah.
He was a decent guy. How tall are you?
I'm right now. I'm 5'10".
Like, he was 4'10" and a half.
Yeah.
And you never add that half inch unless you think you need it. And
it.
he was in proportionate to you in weight. He
Wiry.
Was, about 60 pounds he was. And he was the toughest. You didn't want to mess with Big Al. But he wasn't a bully. He didn't have to be. People would try to bully him and they got their hands full.
Yeah.
Anyway, I loved him because he just was a cat. Whenever you see him, he had a big smile and always agreed.
I want to get into the nerve food business.
Yeah,
I don't know
that sounds
what
good.
nerve food is, but I want in on it.
But that was
We'll have to bring you back a
before they
Moxie.
before they had FDA, so
Yeah.
they could put anything. Remember the traveling with the Dr.
Oh, yeah.
Snake oil.
Sure.
They didn't have an FDA to stop them.
Yes.
And now that they do, there's more than ever because they stay in business till they get thrown out and come in with a different name.
Right.
Only now they call them health foods. That's the difference.
Health food. Nutritional supplements.
Right, and no one knows what's in it.
No.
And one more hello, Maria Gomez Gregory.
Hey Maria, how you doing? Long time since we saw each other, but nice to see that you're here.
Let's see, anything we got coming up next week that people should be looking forward to?
On this show?
Yes.
Subpoenas,
thought you
arrests, certain stuff like that. But again, here's the deal.
Hold on, I'm going through the list of things I have to be subpoenaed for.
You don't have to worry about it. Because we can't afford a lawyer, so they're going to have to not only bring us to court, but pay to defend us.
Public defender.
So,
Yeah.
what's your problem?
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're good.
Yeah. And there's nothing like a public defender.
You know what I need? Nerve food.
Next time we go up north.
No.
In fact, when we meet Joni,
Yeah,
she can bring us down some Moxie.
Yeah.
that would be
And
wonderful.
then we'll have some for you.
I think it's on the tap at the Coca-Cola World of Coke out in Atlanta.
It probably is now.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
probably
yeah?
is now
They
that they bought it.
But I'm not
You're
going
right.
to Atlanta to get Moxie.
No, but we'll go to Lowell to get it for you.
Sure.
I think that's about it, pal. We've run a half hour.
Yes.
Anything you'd like to add? Okay.
VFW post 660 next Thursday.
No, is it next Thursday or
No,
2
the
weeks?
12th, the 14th of April. Comedy. I'll be hosting comedy at the VFW.
Yeah.
Post 660 51150 Ogeechee Road. Route 17 in Savannah.
Yeah.
Comedy starts at 7.
Yeah.
If you want to do comedy, sign up starts at 6:30. Savannah Underground running gangbusters. Running gangbusters. I'm still doing that every other week. Would love to see you there. If you like horror stories, in person, real, immersive, Savannah Underground, check them out.
It's true.
And also, Mary Ann. I saw her in rehearsal last night, and she is nailing it.
You
We're
guys are
going to
doing
be
a
play
show.
about Susie King Taylor, a very, very interesting, intelligent, historic figure in Savannah. And that play is going to be put on Memorial Day weekend. That's Saturday at 3 o'clock and Sunday at 3 and 8. There'll be 3 shows only on that weekend at the historic Savannah Theater.
Yes.
The oldest continuously running theater in America. Mary Ann and I, with a great group, will be up there in this play entertaining. Mac, you were great last night.
Maybe
you
on
were
the same
dead on.
stage as John Wilkes Booth. Certainly his brother.
Yeah.
With Mary Ann, they only tell her once. This is, do this, and she does it. They tell me, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, you told me that. Okay, oh, yeah. But it's incredible. I'm the one who loves it, and she's the one that, I'll do it as a favor.
She's got.
And it's incredible, and you're going to love it. And you're coming, as you said.
Susie King Taylor.
It is really good to.
A Marvelous Revolution, I think, is the
I think I believe
It's,
it
a
is.
Glorious Revolution, a Marvelous Revolution.
Right here.
Anyway, just Google.
What a wonderful revolution.
What a wonderful revolution.
And written by a good friend of ours,
and Laurie.
Fritz Rumpel, and directed by Laurie Rumpel, his wife. And I'm telling you, this is the real deal. This is going to be worth seeing. If you're in Savannah, and
A little bit of history, nice.
Kat is coming to it.
Carol.
Carol.
Thank you, Kat.
And Joan says it will be done. The Moxie will make it to Savannah.
Thank you all for tuning in to our little show, Postcards from Little, 2 years old.
Yeah.
2 years old in
April 1st.
3
2
days.
days.
2 days, yeah.
Friday. 2 days.
Yeah.
We may have to
We've
go
been
out
on
and
the air.
celebrate.
On WOMY for about a year, but when
Yeah.
we started without their help.
Just YouTube
And
and
now,
Facebook.
wow. This is our 2-year anniversary. Hey!
Have yourself some nerd food on us.
Ta-da! We love yous. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Same place,
Thank
same
you.
time next week.